Good day, everyone. Welcome to this channel. My name is Venise Tallion, a first-year dentistry student, and today I will be presenting to you our midterm requirements in science, technology, and society. In this video, I will be discussing to you about genetically modified organisms, or simply known as GMO. Before we start, here are the key objectives in this presentation. First, we will understand what GMOs really are. Second, we will learn how GMOs started and developed over time. Third, we will recognize their benefits and possible risks. Fourth, we will identify real-life examples that we might encounter. And lastly, to explore their issues in the field of dentistry. So without further ado, let's begin. So first things first, what exactly genetically modified organisms or GMOs actually are? They refer to any plant, animals, or microbe whose DNA has been altered or changed in a laboratory. The question is, why do we actually do this? Well, we modify their DNA to add specific traits or characteristics. For example, we can make crops resistant to pests so that they won't get destroyed easily. Or we can also make them more nutritious. And sometimes, GMO often called as bioengineered foods. We commonly see them in crops like corn and soybeans. And they also use this in medicines such as insulin, which is important to the people with diabetes. Now, let's go back in time and see how GMOs started. The era of modern genetic engineering began in 1973. It was when two scientists, Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen, successfully transferred a specific gene from one bacterium to another. This experiment was a huge success because it created the very first genetically modified organisms in the history. Fast forward to 1982. The first commercial GMO product was synthetic insulin. Scientists used genetically modified bacteria to produce insulin, which is very important for treating diabetes. And this was a major breakthrough in saving millions of lives. Then in 1994, GMOs finally moved from laboratory to grocery stores. The very first GMO food available in the market was the Flavor Savor tomato. It was designed to stay fresh and firm for a longer time. After that, in the late 1990s, more GMO crops were introduced, especially the large industrial crops such as herbicide-resistant soybeans and corn. Now let's look at some examples of GMO products. First, golden rice. Golden rice is also known locally as malusog rice. This rice was specifically bioengineered to produce beta-carotene, which our body turns into vitamin A. The main goal of golden rice is to fight vitamin A deficiency, which is a common health problem, especially here in the Philippines. Second example is lumina. Scientists took a specific type of oral bacteria called Spectacus mutans. Normally, this bacteria produces lactic acid, which causes tooth decay and cavities. But with genetic modification, they change it so that it produces alcohol instead of acid. So basically, this means it no longer damages your teeth, which effectively helps us to prevent cavities. Third example is BT corn, which is probably the most common GMO crop we have here. It is actually called BT corn because it contains a protein from a bacteria named Bacillus thuringiensis. This protein makes the corn resistant to pests like the corn borer. Because the pests don't eat it, farmers don't have to use as many chemical insecticides, which is actually good for the environment and cheaper for them. And finally, what are the other possible uses or applications of GMOs? In terms of agriculture, we use GMO to create crops that are stronger or hardy. These crops can resist pests, survive droughts, or have more vitamins. This helps us use fewer chemicals and also solves the problem of malnutrition. Next, in terms of medicine, aside from insulin, we can use modified bacteria to grow other important medicines like vaccines. We can also use it for gene therapy, which is a way to fix genetic diseases directly inside human cells. Aside from agriculture and medicine, GMOs also have applications in industry and environment. We can engineer microbes or tiny organisms to create amazing things. For example, they can be used to clean up oil spills by eating the oil. They can also be used to create biofuels, which are environment-friendly sources of energy. And did you know? Some of the powerful enzymes used in our laundry detergents are also produced by using genetically modified microbes. Now, let's talk about how GMOs are used in dentistry, which is very relevant in our field. Scientists are developing good bacteria that can actually help prevent cavities. As we discussed earlier, these bacteria don't produce acid that damages teeth. Aside from that, GMO technology is also being explored to create modified proteins that can help regrow bone or gum tissue, which is very useful in dental treatments. Of course, like any technology, GMOs also have possible risks and controversies. First, there are environmental risks. Some people worry that pests or weeds might become resistant to chemicals, creating what we call super weeds. There is also a concern called gene flow, where pollen from GMO plants might mix with organic or wild plants, affecting the natural variety of species. Second is the issue of corporate power. Right now, there are only few big companies own the right or patent to GMO seeds. This raises questions about who controls our food supply, and it stops farmers from the traditional practice of saving seeds to plant again next year. Lastly, we have concerns regarding public trust and health. Even though many scientists are saying that GMO are safe to eat, but many people still have questions. Many want the right to know what they are eating, which is why labeling is a big issue. There are also worries about possible long-term effects on our health, or if they could cause new allergies that we haven't discovered yet. So to summarize, GMOs are powerful tools that can help us to produce more foods and also better medicine. However, we should be always responsible and be aware of their possible risks to our nature and as well as to our society. And as students, we also need to understand both the benefits and the issues so that we can make better choices. And that concludes to my discussion about genetically modified organisms. I hope you have learned something new today, and again, I'm Venise Tallion, and thank you for watching.